Okay, good evening, everyone. We're going to call to order the public meeting, the public hearing of the Planning Commission to review a quasi-judicial request to annex one parcel totaling one half acres located at 3046 Elliott Drive, file number 2024-35. It's February the 3rd. We are here this evening. We do not have a quorum tonight to actually make a recommendation on the record, correct, Dustin?
Right, not the deciding body. The hearing has been advertised for tonight. Certain.
Okay, I will talk slowly. Let me begin with a brief description of tonight's process and a few disclosures required by state law, and then I will describe the order of events for the hearing. This matter is quasi-judicial in nature, and the applicant has the burden of demonstrating compliance with the approval standards. We are required to be impartial in our evaluation and free of any conflicts of interest, bias, and undisclosed ex parte contacts. Before we begin, I will call for a disclosure by each commissioner on each of these issues. Commissioner McNerney,
No conflicts.
Commissioner Petzing.
I have none, but I'm wondering if we should do a planning director's update.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm not, I'm too busy looking at my script and not at the agenda. Okay.
Are we stalling?
I'm guessing that stalling won't matter, but thank you for that. So what we have next is, since we have and I myself, acting chair, Commissioner Hoffman, I also have no conflicts of interest. The first order of events for our hearing on this, we will begin with the staff report. Then the applicant may present their testimony. After that, we will accept public testimony, if there is any. And once all testimony has been provided, we will close the public hearing, deliberate, and provide our recommendations to the city council only if we have a quorum specifically. So here are some basic rules for participating in tonight's hearing. Number one, only present testimony in the order that I just recited, and please do so from the podium. Number two, begin with your name and mailing address. And number three, please limit your testimony to issues that are relevant to the proposal. That is all by way of a procedural introduction for tonight's hearing. If anyone has any questions about the process as we go forward, feel free to ask them during the public testimony portion of the hearing. So we did that. We're skipping the staff report. Do any counselors, commissioners have any questions of staff? You're going to do the staff report? Okay.
This is a single lot station. The applicant, Mitch Evans, is here tonight. This is a single parcel located on Elliott Drive. This parcel has been within the city's urban growth boundary for 40 years. The purpose of the annexation is to comply with the city's resolution to serve properties with sewer that are only within the city. This parcel is contiguous to the city. All the owners of the property have consented to the annexation. You've been provided a staff report which outlines the city's annexation policy and some of the key provisions from Title 17 of the code. This has been published. It's online. This hearing is one not for final decision, but only for recommendation to City Council, who has the ultimate authority over annexation changes. There is no additional land use request, no request for development. We have provided this to our partners and agencies such as Westside Fire, Hood River County, in order to ensure we have their comments. We have a couple supporting comments from Hood River County Health, who is always interested in us providing sewer in lieu of septic as a manner of course, and we're interested in that as well, to move some of these smaller what used to be periphery properties in the UGB off their septic systems onto the common city provided utility. So with that, you have some conditions of approval. They're all relatively common and placeholders. Nothing particularly novel about this property. No zone change, no development proposed. We have a recommendation written provided to you for approval, subject to conditions.
Okay, thank you. Before we move to questions, I missed the part where I asked if there's anybody in the audience this evening who wishes to object to any of our claims about disclosures of ex parte contact. No one? Okay, great. Just want to make sure I dot all my i's and cross all my t's. Do any commissioners have any questions of the staff regarding this application? Neither do I. We will now invite the applicant to present testimony.
Yeah, if you haven't, Mitch, would you stand up here and speak into the microphone? So we are online. If you have anything to add to or and.
Oh, it's not-
No. What do I do?
You're great. There you go.
No, I don't have anything to add. This is just to connect to city sewer.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now it's time to invite anybody from the public to testify, and I don't believe we have any public testimonies. So moving on. Do any commissioners have any questions for the applicant?
No.
None, okay, neither do I. And next we will check with the staff to see if they have any parting advice or comments following the conclusion of testimony.
One matter, given the lack of quorum, we'd ask you to continue the matter to a date certain. In 2 weeks would be the next possible date. That is Tuesday, that actually would be Tuesday, the 18th, because of the Monday holiday.
Okay, do we need to make a motion on this?
Happy to, I would request that to be a motion unless you have some deliberation or questions we could resolve prior.
So I'm not going to be available on Tuesday, the 18th,
Okay,
which may hurt our quorum chances.
it might.
I would then ask for another alternative is March 3rd. Okay, as long as it's a date certain. So that's a regular routine in the planning commission calendar. If that works better for you all here, that would be great. And for the purposes of the applicant, they were here tonight. I don't think we necessarily need them to have any questions, or if they're not here, I presume we could handle this internally.
Okay. Do we need to do any kind of deliberating
As long as,
right now before we make a motion to set that forth?
no, if you're ready for a motion for that date certain.
Yeah. I move that we continue consideration of file number 202435 till March 3rd, 2025.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion passes and we are going to move this deliberation and recommendation forward until March 3rd.
Thank you.
Yes, oh, and the applicant is not required to appear at the time.
Okay, thank you.
One other matter, I wanted to welcome newest member, Tina
Yes.
McNerthy. Sorry that we got right into it and didn't have the time for introductions. Tina, you're welcome to say something or not say something.
Well, I'm very unfamiliar with this space. Where's the camera that's filming? Oh, hello. Hi, everybody. My name is Tina McNerthy. I am I've lived in Hood River for about 5 years and been a longtime property owner much before that and active in the community. And I'm really excited to serve on Planning Commission. It just is a part of my interest. I have a background in urban planning and land development, so this is a natural fit for me. And I'm just really excited to help provide a strong, livable community in Hood River in the next coming years.
Thank you. Thank you for your service. Sorry, I started steaming all over you.
Hey, I seconded the motion, I didn't know like if that was a thing, but
I'm excited to have you here.
thank you.
I think we have no other minutes to be approved, and we'll see you back on March 3rd.
Do you have an update, the planning director's update?
That was my one.
Okay.
One other matter, since we're here, we are in the process of updating or working through a development code update. This is a collaborative effort with the state of Oregon. The last year we spent auditing the code. This is second phase is actually doing an update. The intent of the code is to bring it to state standards, look at some of the housing production asks that we've gone through, eliminating clear and objective standards or things that have come into conflict, both internally with the code and with outside law. That process is really starting to kick off now. We just went through with city council for a contract and scope update, and that will be coming to planning commission as one of our participants and interested parties groups, and eventually a legislative process. So we'll be back. That's a long anticipated, not really quasi-jurisdictional or quasi-jurisdictional request in front of applicant. This is a legislative ask, and this is a legislative and rule-making opportunity to evaluate the rules and regulations to address some of the things that we found that work, some of the things that don't work, and provide this opportunity to do a much-needed update to the code in the making for 40 years. So we'll be back very soon with.
Sounds exciting. Okay,
That's all I have. Thank you.
okay, thank you, Justin.
Thank you.
And I suppose with that, our meeting will be adjourned for today. Thank you, everyone.